They call me Dan the Lakers. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, Laker family? It's your boy Dtlf, man, back with another video. Guys, we approach the NBA regular season, man. We're gonna start with the preseason first, though. We're 24 days away. Kobe, 24 days away till our first preseason game and our first look at the new look Lakers, man. So definitely want to cover a couple of things. A brand new rumor that popped up today that surfaced. You guys know your boy had to go live with you guys today for sure. Anytime you see a legitimate rumor, you know I'm going to be live. So make sure you guys turn on the post notification bells, hit the like, and of course, if you guys are new to the channel and you're not watching this is live right now, right? It is officially 7 p.m. Pacific time. But if you're not watching it live, make sure to hit the hype button and the like button. The hype button is brand new, and it helps us channels keep growing, all right? So appreciate y'all. What's up, Kimmy? Go to Mika, man. Everybody in the building. Good to see you. Die Hard, my brother. We live, baby. We live. Javi, what's up, man? So, all right, like I mentioned already, 24 more days till the season, man. How excited are you guys? I don't think words can express how excited we are right now. We just got football season. Shout out to the Rams, baby. Horns up. We get the first win of the week. This is going to be a Q&A, so feel free to ask me anything, man. I'm live with you guys for about the next 30 to 45 minutes. But let's start with the rumor of the day. All right, first and foremost, Andrew Wiggins. All right, could he potentially be coming to the Lakers? Could he potentially be in a Laker uniform to play alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic and crew? All right, now, it's a crazy thought, but apparently, according to Mark Stein, it's not impossible. Mark Stein reporting that the Lakers are starting to open up on deals that run past 2026 season. And if the Heat ever decide to move off of Wiggins for flexibility, it says here LA would be ready to pounce. Apparently, he's going to be a top priority for the Lakers, okay? Now, Wiggins is set to make about $28 million this year with a player option after that, which means that if they were ever going to trade him, not build with him, if he doesn't fit their timeline, it would be now. Now is when he has the most value. After that, you know, the player option, they lose a little bit of value there. Obviously, they become unrestricted free agents if he opts out. So, but again, this feels like the two-way wing that could fit next to LeBron and Luka. You know, apparently Miami grabbed him in the Jimmy Butler trade and almost flipped him to Phoenix in June. Okay, and now they seem cool with starting the year with him in South Beach. However, things can change fast in this league, according to Mark Stein, and the Lakers are always lurking when a big name might be available. Now, we've seen role players become legends in LA before. Trevor Ariza, we've seen players like that before. Wiggins in purple and gold would be somewhat of an intriguing prospect. How you guys feel about that? My boy said, fly, Eagles, fly. Congratulations. If your team win, man, all love from me, bro. Exciting times, man. What's up? Jay Moore to you. What's up, my brother? Good to see you. Appreciate you, man. We still love the Vandalorian. You know what it is. Good to see y'all, man. How you doing, bro? Let's see here. Again, it is a Q&A, so feel free to fire off your questions. Do you guys like Wiggins? Would you guys like to see him in purple and gold? I didn't fire up the trade machine. I think it's way too early for that. The rumors aren't even advancing or nothing like that. But I find it extremely intriguing because for multiple reasons. One, because Wiggins would be a 3-and-D type of player that could go alongside Luka and LeBron James, right? With DeAndre Ayton and those guys. Like I feel like that's the theme. The Lakers continue to try to add, you know, more 3-and-D guys for sure. Let's see. My guy says Pat Riley needs to keep in mind that he's getting a statue in a trade. You know what? Again, this could be one of them. If Ballmer can get away with BS, and apparently they still haven't slapped him with anything, right, other than a slap in the wrist, maybe they will. Who knows? But, you know, if Ballmer can get away with murder, then, hey, why can't the Lakers, right? Nah, but in reality, the Lakers, that's what separates us from those, you know, fragile franchises, those insecure franchises, is that we actually operate from a classy manner, right?
Oh, my God! Wow!
Thank you so much, Darius Ford, for the super chat, my brother. I do appreciate you. So, Dan, did you watch the Vikings and Bears game yesterday? JJ is impressive young quarterback. I didn't watch that game. I actually did not watch that game. I was busy yesterday, and then I came home late and then just streamed on the second channel. But no, I didn't watch that game. I did hear that was an impressive comeback. I was keeping tabs on the score, and I seen that the Chicago Bears they were leading throughout the game. But football season is back, man. Very excited. And again, appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much for Super Chat, my friend. Always appreciate it. Good to see you. Darius, how you feeling, man? How was your summer? We're already out of the summer, but how was and everybody's summer, you know? I would like to hear about what you guys did during your off time. For me, it's a wonderful time to visit family, to refresh, to hit the reset button, because you know that Lakers season can be very stressful, especially for me. I cover so much content and also covering the NBA, bringing you guys so many brand new things this year. But it's very stressful, especially when you're rooting for your team to win. And you know, sometimes they will let you down. It's a long season, but also very excited. I cannot wait. Darius, and you're going to be my first guest on Playback if you're available when we play the Warriors game 1 of the season. So I'm gonna mix you guys in there this year. What's up, Laker girl? Good to see you, girl. How you been? Good to see you as always, my good friend, always supportive. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for being members. Thank you guys for being subscribers. All love. Diehard said it's a significant move for sure, bro. If they can land Wiggins, I think that would pretty much change everything. That would change the landscape of the season, and you know, some of our weaknesses now become strengths. But again, with only 24 games left till preseason kicks off, I don't expect the trade. If I'm being honest right now, maybe as we get closer to the trade deadline, you know, maybe then, right? Let's see. Question. This is a Q&A. My guy said, Dan, do you think LeBron is retiring after this season? To be honest, I honestly don't know, man. I don't know what to think with LeBron. He's been very unpredictable. 1 minute we think he's happy, the next minute we think he's not. One thing is for sure, man. Again, I'll tell you, man, I've been reading this book right here. It's giving me a great insight. I hope to have the author of this book on this channel really soon here. Early release. It drops, I think, October 21st, this book. I got an early copy. It's giving me a lot of insight on the way Rich Paul and LeBron James think, right, from a true NBA insider. So, you know, it's giving me a lot of insight on the way those guys think. And I will say this, man, you just never know what to expect, what their perfect storybook ending is going to be. It's either going to be, you know, riding off into the sunset after winning a championship, hopefully with the Lakers, or it's going to be the return to Cleveland, his hometown. You know, he's loved everywhere in the world, LeBron is. He's a very polarizing athlete, but a very beloved one as well. And I just don't know if he believes that he'll get the most love here in Los Angeles in his final year. I think for him in his mind, I think he wants to go back to Cleveland. That's just a theory of mine. Could be wrong. He might not want to uproot his family again. He shouldn't have to for one season, right? But a farewell tour in Cleveland, for some reason, just feels right. It just sounds right? Farewell tour here in LA, it also sounds right, but it's a different type of right. It wasn't like, you know, he won all his championships here. It feels a lot more like the championship that had the most magnitude in his personal career for him is the one he won in Cleveland. So I do think there will be an attempt at some point to go back to Cleveland, whether that's halfway through this season, hopefully not, because we don't need distractions, or when he becomes a free agent next year, right? But one thing I'll tell you, Rich Paul has all my respect, man, and reading up on him, the guy is a titan. Okay, we're talking about Rich Paul, a man who doesn't have a degree, didn't go to college, and still found a way to get to the top. Now, people will say, well, obviously he had LeBron in his corner. But LeBron didn't establish him as an agent. He did. He established himself, and people forget his first official, like, big money free agent that he signed, that he was able to get big bucks for to solidify his positioning, Rich Paul, was Eric Bledsoe. You guys remember the years when LeBron was speaking so highly of Eric Bledsoe? That was all strategic, because they were trying to get their guy paid. And again, shout out to LeBron for, you know, giving an opportunities to his friends, guys like Rich Paul, but shout out to Rich. He's an absolute titan. Clutch Sports has become an absolute titan. And we just don't know how they think. And also, we know that the Lakers just sold the franchise, right? We got a brand new ownership. We don't know how he thinks. If he still sees, it doesn't seem like, I'll tell you this, it doesn't seem like, and I'm sorry, this is a multi-part answer, but it doesn't seem like they're prioritizing LeBron James anymore. It seems like they fully shifted their focus into building around Luka from the outside looking in. Now, could LeBron take that as a disrespect? Of course he can. Rich Paul, same. But we don't know, you know, once we get new ownership, if he's going to come in here and make good, you know, sign him to another contract extension, draft his other son. Anything is possible. One thing I will say is winning cures everything. We're not going to hear this conversation a lot if the Lakers come out of the gates. And we got a pretty favorable schedule. If you guys haven't checked out my schedule video, make sure you guys do that. My guy Darius said, Pretty good summer. That's what's up, man. Oh man, I can't wait to have you, man. It'll be fun. You know, whenever I have the Warriors, I think of you, Darius. Diehard Warrior fan right there. Future Laker fan in the making. You love to see it, man. My guy said summer was wild, man. Had 3 master's classes to do at USC and stressed me out, but just glad to get through it. Hey, man, shout out to you, bro. Listen, man. I went to RCC, right, here in Riverside, and I'll tell you, man, it ain't for everybody, man. It ain't for the weak when it comes to doing schoolwork, because sometimes all that damn homework they give you, man, almost outweighs the work you have to do in class and on campus and everything, you know. So, hey, man, power to you, brother. Proud of you, man. Keep going. Here's another question, right? Is this a Q&A? Feel free to ask anything, guys, tonight. If our Lakers do get Wiggins, is Al Horford coming to the Lakers as well? Well, here's the interesting about Al Horford is that, you know, free agency currently right now is at a standstill with a lot of players, right? With a lot of players that still haven't signed. You still have the Jordan Poole situation. No, I'm sorry, not Jordan Poole. What's his name? From the Golden State Warriors. How did I forget his name already? Not Andrew Wiggins. The young player, Kuminga, Jonathan Kuminga. They still have that situation going on over there. You got Horford, who hasn't even announced if he's either going to retire or if he's actually going to, you know, play another year. You got so many different players that are still unrestricted. Some unrestricted, some restricted. And I will update you guys on a couple of those. But that is a great question. I don't know if Horford comes up as well. If he wants to win a championship, come on down, man. Come on down for sure. Let's see. Would you say AD is deserving of having his jersey retired for the Lakers? Oh, you guys are bringing the good questions today. I like that. Usually players that have their jersey retired with the Lakers have multiple championships. I'll leave you at that. I'll let the Lakers decide if they want to retire him or not. I wouldn't be mad if they do decide to retire him, but he never even had a parade here. Makes it a little harder to do. LeBron, on the other end, most likely will get his jersey retired because he was the first one to come here, reestablish the franchise, and put us back where we belong. And he was, you know, again, he changes the tide of things. Lakers had missed the playoffs for several years before LeBron came. So that's a little bit of more of an impact. And, of course, AD had tremendous impact. He came here, helped us to a title, but it's just one title. It's just, I'm fighting. I look at all the names, all the jerseys that are hanging from the rafters. Do you guys know too many jerseys up there that only won one title with the Lakers? Right? So it's like we kind of have to lower our bar a little bit if we do add them, but I wouldn't be mad, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't be mad at it, but it would also not surprise me if they say no to that. You know, I don't know. He was never with the Lakers for a parade. So I don't know if that has any weight to it or whatnot, but he's a great player. Definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. I wouldn't be mad if there's another Hall of Famer hanging from the rafters. I'm not going to forget what he did either, by the way. The anniversary is coming up. What's your psychosis and memory of the shitty 9/11 day worse than January 26, 2020 with Kobe and Gigi? Both were horrible days, man. I don't like to compare because, you know, you can't add weight to anybody's death more than anybody else's. They're all valuable lives. Everybody's life is equally as valuable. I'll say that. I do remember being in middle school. I still remember my teacher in middle school. Shout out to Miss Moore. She cried, and we didn't do any work that day. She just had the news on all day, and we were just watching TV in every classroom. But starting with her classroom, when it happened, she was like, I just remember her panicking and say, "Oh my God," and putting her hands like this, and we were concerned for her. We thought, you know, one of her family members or something had happened, but turns out, you know, she was really emotional. And yeah, that's what I recall. I was a kid, so at first I didn't know the magnitude of it till I got home. I saw my family was concerned. I started watching the news. I'm like, damn. And you know, the building started collapsing as the news unfolded, and it was horrible, man. A lot of innocent lives lost. And then the Kobe day, man, it's really hard to relive. It's a devastating day for all of us in Southern California and around the world. Kobe was an icon, and it was worse when we found out all those other innocent lives were also lost that day. So both days, man, were equally as impactful for me in a negative way. And you hate to see days like that. We don't want days like that. We want days like opening night, baby. Opening night, October 21st. I cannot wait. That's going to be exciting for that Laker game and all that good stuff. Dan, do you think we're going to get Andrew Wiggins before the season starts? No, absolutely not. Remember, after we signed Marcus Smart, I told you guys I felt like that was the last free agent move. I still feel that way. If we make a trade, I personally feel like, tapping into my intuition, that it's going to be around the trade deadline time. I just do. I think the Lakers have a good enough roster where they've improved enough to pretty much say, okay, this is what we have. We're improved from a 50-win season. We got a legitimate big. We can, we got some guard depth. We should be good. Paris? Oh, man. Shout out to Paris, man. Shout out to Paris. Much love. It's funny you said that because I do have Wemby on here later on, saying something that made me very proud. So shout out to Paris, man. Shout out to Sekou. I see you, my guy. But it would be nice if we did get, if we did get somebody like Wiggins. I feel like Wiggins could change the tide. But I don't think it'll happen right now. Matter of fact, right now that he said about Paris, let me go ahead and pull up my guy Wemby, one of my favorite players in the NBA, except when he plays my Lakers. But check this out. That's what he had to say, and I said this earlier this summer.
Tim Duncan or Kobe? Tough question. Probably Kobe all time.
There you have it. Tim Duncan or Kobe. This is coming from a San Antonio Spur. Shout out to him because a lot of people, when they play for a current franchise, they suck up to their currents or to their former stars from that franchise. He didn't mince his words, man. Probably Kobe. You're right. And it's not probably. I'll correct him there, but this is his opinion. Definitely Kobe. And I'm glad he had the goal to say, because there's a lot of ignorant people out there that want to diminish Kobe Bryant's legacy now that he's gone. And that really saddens me. And it hurts. It hurts to see. He said, Wilt got one and got his jersey retired. AD is getting his jersey retired. All right. Well, Wilt is an anomaly, man. You're talking about one of the most dominant centers ever. But fair enough. I mean, you made your point. But like I said, multiples, you can't think of multiples that are hanging from the rafters. I'm not mad at it. Congratulations to him if he does get it. His jersey hanging from the rafters. I personally owned a couple of AD jerseys. Big fan. And again, wish him the best. I wish him the best. My guy said, yo, what's good, Dan? Who you got, Canelo or Bud? What's up, Angel? First of all, good to see my regulars here again, man. We're barely starting to get into the year. It is a beautiful thing, man. I missed you guys during the summer. Shout out to everybody who still followed me on Primetime TV, my second channel, for the podcast and the gaming sessions. That's a lot of fun. But the rest of you guys that are here for strictly Lakers and basketball, you're in for a treat this year. Can't wait to bring you guys full-time coverage, man, starting now. But I'll be making videos all week and, all the way up until training camp and beyond. So stay tuned. If you already haven't, please hit the like button and subscribe. And the brand new hype button if you're not watching live. Apparently that button only pops up whenever you don't watch live. I wish they made that feature on at all times because that'd be dope. That would be dope. We could run it up while we're on the live. But as far as your question, bro, oh my God, I completely veered away from your question. I got Canelo. He's my GOAT. He's my favorite boxer. Muhammad Ali's my real GOAT, but my current GOAT is definitely Canelo. He's fought all the big names. He's a champion. He represents my people the right way. I love Bud Crawford. He's good too, but his fight style is not my favorite. I prefer a heavy hitter with gray head movement like my guy Canelo, even though Bud has some hands and his defense is elite. He's been training with Mayweather, getting advice from Mayweather. So he's dangerous for sure. Should be an epic fight. May the best man win. Viva Mexico, baby. Let's get it. Vando and Smart should start so we can have defense in the starting five. Do you think there are starters strong enough to go on a championship run? You know what? We all kind of know who's going to start. We know it's going to be Reeves, Luka, LeBron, Rui, and Ayton. However, I do expect the lineups to get tweaked, especially if we struggle defensively. And you're right. I wouldn't mind Vando starting. I definitely would love Marcus Smart to start. I don't know how healthy he is. He's been injured the past couple of years. But you're onto something there. And I think we have more than enough offense with just LeBron and Luka. All right. We're going to talk about Luka later. I got some highlights for y'all. But y'all see what Luka's doing for Euro basketball, okay? This guy is on a mission. And, I can't wait. I can't wait for the season to start. For those of you asking about the rumors, I talked about the main rumor already, which was Wiggins to the Lakers potentially. According to Mark Stein, the Lakers are, getting ready to pounce if he becomes available at any point Mind you, the Heat tried to trade him last season after acquiring him in the Jimmy Butler deal. So, yeah, they're probably going to try to flip him for a couple more pieces, maybe an asset or two. And it'll be interesting to see what happens there. That's the main rumor. We talked about it a little earlier within the 20-minute mark. So if you didn't watch, make sure to rewind it, man, for more details. But, man, it's just it's an exciting time, man, for everybody in sports. In sports, shout out to Kimmy Goat. She's back already posting the links. Yes, make sure you guys click my link tree. Shout out to Dtlf for putting me onto that. You guys can definitely find me anywhere on the socials. All right, that way you guys won't miss me too much over the summer. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Benaya? Good to see you. Let's see. Are you going to watch Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson? You know what? I always tell myself I'm not going to watch these fights because these are legends. And I feel like when they fight, it kind of like I hated the fact that Mike Tyson lost his last fight. Like it doesn't ruin my image of him because he's a GOAT forever. But I really don't like to watch old men fight. I feel like it has the potential to hurt their legacy. And again, this is just an exhibition. Sure, I'll tap in. No, they're not fighting for a belt or nothing like that. Why not? But, you know, we're talking about two legends in the game, for sure. I'm going to try, man. I haven't been able to catch him. Some of them happen early in the morning, some late at night. I haven't been able to catch him, but I have definitely been catching the highlights. And I want to watch it. What is it? Semifinals, I believe, right? So I do want to watch it, fam. I do. I really do. If I get a chance, I most definitely will. All right. And other news, let's go ahead and move it along here a little bit before I take more questions. All right. And this is crucial. I think this is crucial to our future with Austin Reeves. Josh Giddey, okay, Chicago Bulls guard, reportedly signed a 4-year, $100 million extension. That is $25 million a year to the dot. That's what they're paying this man. And so I went on fanspo.com and I looked it up to see what the average and difference is because remember, Austin Reeves is an unrestricted free agent. Now, granted, you know, Josh Giddey showed flashes last year. All right, 22, while Austin Reeves is already in the prime of his career at 27, right? But I wanted to compare their numbers simply because this will give us kind of an idea if Giddey can average these numbers and make that much money, how much do you guys think Austin Reeves is going to make, right? So Josh Giddey last season, 11.5 points per game. Austin Reeves, 18.2. Okay, way better, right? Rebounds, of course, the bigger guard, Giddey, with 7.4. He was also on a losing team. We have to factor that in. And then Austin Reeves, 4.2. Not bad. They're both similar in assists, 6.7 and 6.1. From the field, they shot very similar. 3-point range, Austin Reeves tops them there. Free throws, Austin Reeves is better there. And all of that. So, and 3 win shares versus 1.9. So, I think this is kind of going to be the market for an Austin Reeves. I don't think it'll be 25. I think it'll be closer to 35. If I'm being honest, the cap is going to go up. We're going to have more money next year, assuming LeBron, you know, hits the market and goes elsewhere. How much do you guys think Austin Reeves deserves to get paid, and how much do you think he will get paid? I'll tell you what I think he deserves. I think Austin Reeves, based on his career thus far, now he could change my opinion of him next year if he ups his game. I think he deserves $30 million a year, right? $30 million. The cap is going on, and all this stuff, right? So I think he deserves $30 million a year. Anything over that will be a little bit of an overpay, unless, and again, this is just from the point we started to the point back, right? To not for next year. I'm not talking about next year. I'm not talking about the season of 2025, 2026. I think as of right now, he's deserved a $30 million a year contract. Now people might say, Dan, you're crazy. He's getting paid like a star. No. Jimmy Butler's making what, 70, 71 or something like that a year? So no, that is not like an all-star. The new all-star pay is a lot more. It's up in 50s, 60s, and even 70s in some cases, okay? I think 30 is the sweet spot. If he takes more than that, I'm not mad. If it's like 35, I'm not mad. If it's 40, we're pushing it. We're pushing it because he's not a max player yet. But I think 30 is the sweet spot, and I think the Lakers should shoot for 30. If anybody offers him more than that, if they offer him, let's just say they offer him more than 35 mil, and he walks, I'm not mad at it. Because I don't think he's worth more than 35 as of right now. Now, granted, he's 27 heading into, what is it, year 5, year 6? All right, he has playoff experience under his belt. We got to see it in the playoffs. If he shows me in the playoffs he can be that 18-point per game scorer he was during the regular season, then he's worth whatever the Lakers want to pay him. If he can be a main part to why the Lakers advance and go far, clutch during the regular season. A couple years back, he was clutch during the playoffs again in that Memphis series, right? We need that Austin Reeves to show off in the playoffs if he wants to make the big bucks. But right now, like my guy right here said, 25 to 30, I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's perfectly fine for Austin Reeves. I thought I'd show you guys the graphs. They're you know, one is making 25 million. He's averaging 11 and similar numbers to Austin, minus the, you know, Austin's making, he's averaging 7 whole more points, putting up borderline all-star numbers as a third option because he wasn't the second option. Never has been. Even when AD was there, he was never the second option, even though sometimes he looked like it. And, you know, so I'm thinking 30 is fair, maybe 32 to 33 max. Anywhere over 35, I think you're overpaying for Austin if he produces the same as he did last year. But again, he can always show more in the playoffs, and I'm hoping for more. And I don't mind. It's not coming out of my pockets. But at the same time, it's like, you know, anywhere between 30 to 35 mil. I still think 30 is a sweet spot for me. What do you guys think? I see some, yeah, a lot of you guys agree that 30. What would you guys personally pay? If you're the new ownership for the Lakers, you're coming in. Money isn't an issue for you, but you have to navigate around that salary cap to build a competitive roster around Luka, especially once LeBron either retires or moves on, right? Especially once that happens. So what would you guys like to pay Austin to be your second option after LeBron goes? Because he's going to have to be that if he wants to make second option money, right? He's not going to make the 60 or the 50 or whatever Luka's going to make, but he's going to make around half of that, which is fine for me. Anything over that, again, I feel like it's an overpay. All right, I see some 30s. I think we're all kind of hitting the sweet spot right there. You know, I haven't seen nobody post over 35 mil yet. This is fine. 32 mil, I'm fine with that. You know, you start going over 35, now I'm really questioning, like, whoa, you know, overpay. And a lot of people are saying Josh Giddey got overpaid, right? So that's interesting. All right, moving on, guys, to the next topic at hand. Guys, we want to talk about Luka the Don. This man is on a mission without permission. All right, this man is on a mission right now as we speak. Look what he's putting up, y'all. On a team where he's the only NBA talent, by the way. Right? I am very impressed. By the way, right? Luka Doncic's next game for Slovenia in Eurobasket is the quarterfinal matchup against Germany. That one's going to be, if you have a chance to watch that, all right, that's on Wednesday, September 10th, which is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time, which means it is at 11 p.m. or at 11 a.m. Pacific, all right, versus that's going to be great, man. That versus Germany, they're a very good international team, all right. So definitely look out for that. But what Luka's doing on the Euro and Eurobasket this summer is nothing short of spectacular. 34 points per game, 8.3 rebounds, and 7.2 assists, okay? And here's the best part. Here's the kicker, guys. He is nominated for Defensive Player of the Euro Basketball Tournament. Nominated, okay? These are the other nominees, but the fact that he's in there, shout out to Isaac Bonga, former Laker, by the way. He's made a great career overseas, you know, playing for Germany. But, wow. Like, this is really impressive. This is truly impressive what Luka's doing and playing defense as well. We all knew that once he got into basketball shape, he'll be a little bit of a different animal. And now you see him actually moving his feet, having active hands. Now, Eurobasket is a lot different than the NBA, but it should translate. If he keeps the effort up, if he keeps playing like this, defensively, it should translate. Imagine he wins Euro Defensive Player of the Year after Nico Harrison said they traded Luka due to lack of defense. Like, that would be insane. That would be a crazy slap in the face, but even more if he brings that to the regular season, that effort right there, right? All in all, man, I'm very proud of Luka. 34 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3.2 steals per game, not to forget, on a Euro squadron, man. And you know what? I think it's time. What do you guys think? I think it's time that we pull up his highlights. We haven't done one of these highlight videos since last week. Why not? Let's pull them up and let's see what Luka's cooking with. All right, I saved these highlights to watch them with you guys. In this game, he had 37 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists, all right? So here you have it. Here you got Luka the Don going crazy. Go ahead and make the screen a little bit bigger. Bam. With the signature step back, bam. Light work. That's light work right there, fam. Luka does this all day, every day in his sleep, okay? This is a signature move right here. And the reason I like this move is because we know Curry loves to go behind screens and shoot threes. Luka's so tall, all right, and so crafty, he doesn't need a screen. Yeah, he can come off the screens and do damage as well. But he can get you a bucket at any point, and that is what makes him so lethal. And in my opinion, one of the most lethal, if not the most lethal, current stars in the NBA. Okay. Here you have an inbounds play right here. All right, you got Luka jumping the pass. Oh, was that Luka? So it's hard to tell from that angle. No, I'm not sure if that was Luka or not. But we're gonna give him the credit anyway. Damn it! All right, I don't know why they're showing it from that camera angle. Here goes Agent 007, double sevens, posting up, signature move right here, light. And by the way, if you guys pay attention to the way Luka Doncic is playing, he is not going hard. He's not diving on the floor for loose balls. He's not doing crazy stuff. He'll have his moments, but he looks so under control. And he's taking it easy. Can you imagine when he actually tries at the next level? This is just an easy little pull-up right here. They didn't even contest it. There's no point. All right, he caught him slipping right there. All right. Look at that. Getting the steal in transition, all right? We saw glimpses of this last year when he was a Laker, even though he was more out of shape. Here's dumping it off easy. That's going to be DeAndre Ayton right there in the dunker spot, okay? That's not going to be a teardrop. That might be a jam. And here goes Luka again in transition, his specialty. Look at that. Finding wide open shooters. It's easy. A player like this makes everybody better. Somebody very ignorant came into the chat after a post game and called this man a ball hog. Made me laugh. Him and LeBron are the last thing him and LeBron are ball hogs. We're talking about two of the most elite playmakers in the history. Here he is, diving to the basket moving without the basketball, which he can do as well. Here's again coming off the curl. Nice, beautiful little bounce pass. All right, to his big man right there, to his center. All right. Look at him, full court. Look at him. Changing pace. Okay, slow to slower. That's Luka Doncic. And again, it's nothing that we haven't seen before. This is more of the same with Luka. It's just, again, he's going to be able to get up and down better. He's going to have his energy is going to be better for the 48 minutes duration of a ball game, maybe even more if we go into overtime. That is good. He worked on his physical shape. He's looking good, man. Here he goes, coming off the screen again. They're double teaming him. He's still getting his numbers, getting guys wide open right there. Easy peasy. I feel like I could get buckets playing with a player like Luka right now. This guy, again in transition. They can't stop him because he changes his pace. Did y'all notice what he did right there, by the way? Just the way he uses his body. He just a slight little nudge. Boom, bumped him off. Look where the defender is. He's below the basket now. He's completely out of the play. That is his strength. That is underrated part of Luka's game, is that he is extremely strong. He might not look the most athletic or whatever, but look at the strength right here. Watch the bump. Bam! Right there. That bump, when somebody's backpedaling, but he doesn't extend the arm or nothing. Just uses his body. Look at this. Look where guy ended up. Meanwhile, Luka has a wide open basket. Wide open layup at the basket. That's beautiful. Too strong. Guy went up vertically too, by the way. Guy went up vertically too. Where's my boy Luka? Find Luka. Find the Don in transition. Come on, man. Bro is mad. He's just slammed the basketball on the floor real quick. This is a shot most people would miss because of that wingspan. The guy played excellent defense, by the way. Look at it. Look at that. Look at that. Looking like prime Kobe right there. Kobe would always pull up people's hand in his face and still knock it down. Look at that. Don't even need a screen. Steph Curry, eat your heart out. Luka again. It's always Luka. Setting the screen right there. Nice. Tap. Little tap action. Little love tap is what we call it. Okay. Too easy, man. Too easy. People laughed at me earlier when I said this guy was probably going to win the Euro Championship. They said, he doesn't even have a good team. They must not watch Luka play. Somebody said, they say he wasn't even going to make the qualifier. Look at him. Here he is in the semifinals. Okay, Luka. Look, let me tell y'all something. This is a walk in the park for that man right there. He does that in his sleep. Luka the Don. Don't you forget it. MVP season. You heard it here first. I told you guys last season, if he gets in shape, it's going to be his year this year. He's already in the running for a EuroLeague MVP. He's also in the running for defensive EuroLeague MVP. So what does that tell you about Luka? He's here to stay, man. Any questions, any comments, and any concerns? I feel it. I do feel it's going to be MVP Luka loading up. I feel that. Yep. Splash. I remember that. Shout out to Chris Smoot. Let's see. More determination from Luka. If DeAndre can step up and contribute, then yeah, championship is on the way. Well, let's keep it a stack. DeAndre is going to be a huge part of this team. We didn't have that ability. After we lost AD, we didn't have a big man who can roll the way DeAndre does, who can finish with either hand, who can space the floor a little bit, and who was athletic and can rim protect from time to time. We didn't have that. All we had was an energy guy, motor guy, and Jackson Hayes, and the engine turned off in the playoffs. It completely went, he was unplayable. So now we got some insurance. I would like even more insurance. Go give me Al Horford. I would like even more insurance. Go give me somebody else, right? But I can't complain. We definitely upgraded this summer. I was very happy with the way the summer went. We knew we had to do something. We can't get swept twice. We look, AD and LeBron basically got swept twice in the playoffs by the Denver Nuggets. AD's gone as a result. Luka and LeBron basically got swept by the Timberwolves. It was a gentleman's sweep because we won one game. We don't want to see anybody else gone, but I'm just saying the Lakers don't play that. We're not supposed to get swept or gentleman swept in the first round or even second round or any round, really. Right? We should be competing and fighting to the bitter end if at worst. At best, of course, we want to be competing for championships for sure. He said, if Kobe and LeBron had a baby, Max Kellerman's voice. Yeah, man. I see a lot of different players in Luka, man. I see a little bit of Steve Nash in Luka. I see a little bit of everybody, man. He's just a great players take from everyone for sure. For sure. Yo, what up, Solo? How you doing, my brother? You're gonna have to rewind this one back. It's a pretty good episode right here. We talked a little bit about everything, but we're still live on the Q&A. So if you guys have any more questions for your boy is live. We talked a little bit about Wiggins. We talked about Giddey's contract and what it could mean for Austin Reeves. Heck, we compared the Austin Reeves numbers to Giddey. We talked about Luka putting up 34, 8, and 7 with 3.2 steals per game in the Eurobasket tournament. Okay. We watched the Luka highlights. We all over the place with this one, man. The content is back. So make sure you guys smack that like button for your boy one time. Let's see. But how you doing, Solo? Good to see you, man. He said, definitely an upgrade from last year's roster, so I'm good. And mind you, last year we had a rookie coach, no experience. He has that now under his belt. No excuses for JJ. We got 50 wins in spite of a blockbuster trade happening midway through the season, right? In spite of injuries. Remember, people forget Vando was hurt early on. People forget that, right? In spite of all of that, we got 50 wins. And after we traded AD, we had no big man. We got Alex Len, which ended up being one of the worst decisions we could have remembered since we traded Zubac for Mike Muscala. All right. And that guy was not even playable. So it's going to be interesting for sure. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I think the Lakers are going to go through a little bit of a learning curve, but we kept most of the main core guys together. We still have LeBron. We still have Luka. We still have Austin. We still have Rui, Vando, guys that have been on the roster for several years. So that should help the learning curve a little bit. We have to incorporate how is Marcus Smart going to look on the offensive end, especially if he's coming off the bench. And, of course, we know what his defense looks like when healthy. Jake LaRavia, is he even going to get any PT, right? Or is he just going to be a bench warmer? Hopefully he does. He's got some good tools in his belt. Apparently he has defensive potential. He's got good size. He's an underrated athlete who can't shoot. So he's intriguing. And, of course, DeAndre Ayton, probably the biggest acquisition of the offseason. All right. Coin flip between him and Marcus Smart. Who do you guys think is going to make the biggest impact on the team? If you guys aren't watching this live, I want to hear your guys' comment down low in the comment section. I still think it's going to be Ayton just because we desperately missed a big when we lost AD, but it could be either one, man. You never know. Marcus Smart brings his Boston Celtic day defensive prowess. He's going to be a problem. Let's see. We got a question here from my guy, JC. So cool. He said, did Miami lower down the asking price for Wiggins? Not that I know of, no. As of right now, what Mark Stein is reporting is that watch out for the Lakers. If Wiggins does hit the block, he could hit the block, especially if Miami gets off to a slow start. Remember, they don't have Jimmy Butler anymore. Their best player is Bam Adebayo, okay, by far. I'm not exactly sure how far Bam Adebayo could lead you, but he's a damn good player. And but yeah, Wiggins, I can definitely see a scenario where he is dangled, whether they want to clear cap space or just accumulate a couple more younger assets since they're not winning anything anytime soon. However, Pat Riley is unpredictable because you never know. We've seen teams when we look at the Miami Heat after they lost LeBron and stuff like that, they were still competitive, right? We look at the Miami Heat after they lose certain players and they're still right there. So there's a chance that Pat Riley does not want to throw in the towel, does not want to rebuild, and only wants to retool. He could end up, maybe trading Wiggins, maybe keeping him. Who knows? But I like Wiggins. Wiggins would be a great grab, especially if we can hold on to these core players, right? These are the core that I would like to hold on to in any Wiggins trade. Obviously, LeBron, Luka, Ayton, all right, Austin. Okay, I'm at 6 actually. Vando and Marcus Smart. Those are my core 6 that I would like to hold on. I don't think I forgot about anybody. Those are the core 6 right there. If I forgot about anybody, remind me. But if you can somehow work a trade of adding like Dalton, just as he got potential, he's on the younger side. You could add like any combination. I don't know. I haven't looked at the trade machine, so I wouldn't know exactly how this trade will work. But if you could add any combination of Gabe, Vincent, Dalton, Gabe is familiar with their system there. He's a veteran, expiring contract. Dalton or Maxi Kleber, Gabe Vincent, maybe a second-round pick. I don't think maybe a first-round pick, heavily protected. Who knows? Any combination like that without giving up any of your core pieces, I would love to do that trade because I think that could help you. That could definitely be as impactful as when the Lakers traded for Trevor Ariza. Y'all remember that trade? Do you guys remember when we traded for Trevor Ariza, who I think at the time was with the Orlando Magic, and really wasn't making an impact, but then Phil Jackson got his hands on him, and the rest was history. Like, I'm a historian. I remember every single moment, man. I remember every single moment like it was yesterday, and that was a huge moment right there. That definitely turned the tide. Wiggins could definitely be that type of piece. You could plug him in, and he fits in perfectly. 3-and-D guy. Awesome. Solo. He said, I'm ready for the season. We definitely have a lot of question marks with this roster, but I hope everyone has been putting in the work to improve. Me too, man. From what I'm hearing, there's a lot of health going around. We hired a new training staff. I feel like we're going to have a healthier Lakers season this year, and I think that's going to translate into a lot more wins. Or at least, again, my prediction was 55 wins this year. We had 50 last year. I don't think it's very far off. I think with the acquisitions and the favorable start to the schedule, although it gets harder as we go, I think we can get off to a quick start, and it's going to be a lot of fun. This is a good one right here, man. This is one I don't have an answer for because, again, last year, Dalton started off getting playtime, but that was due to injuries, especially the injury to Rui. When Rui came back, Dalton was stashed at the end of the bench. I think Thero has the potential to have PT, though, depending on health and injuries, but also depending on his motor and if he can actually have any sort of an offensive game, whether that's slashing to the basket, knocking down some mid-range jumpers, or just developing a spot-up corner three or something. I think that'll help his case. It's going to be hard, though. We have a pretty deep team as far as on paper. We'll see how that translates. But I do like Thero's game. We didn't get to see him in Summer League. We don't know what the extent of his injury is. So there's a lot of questions on that. But, yeah, we'll leave that question open till we have the answer because I have no answer for you on if he's going to get PT. And, again, if I go based off of last season, J.J. Redick didn't play too much of the youth, right? As far as, those other two-way contracts and Dalton Connect, a rookie last year. So if we go based on that, then no. But, again, it's a different year. We'll see. We'll see what Thero even is. We don't know what he is yet until he gets to the league, Yes, make sure you guys follow the second channel, guys. Been streaming a lot of 2K over there. A lot of fun with my girl, Yessie. Shout out to my Ghost Squad members as well, man. Everybody from Bridges to KD to Amir. Everybody, man. Jose. Shout out to all you guys, man, who's been over there all summer long having a good time, man. Always cracking jokes and just making the summer go quicker so that the NBA season can start. And appreciate all the support, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Anyways, guys, that is going to wrap it up here for me. If you guys want to see more of these videos, hit the like button. As soon as we get 250 likes, guys, it shouldn't be that hard. We get 250 likes, I will drop another video. All right. We got so much content coming in now. It's officially the end of the off season. And I can't wait for training camp, preseason, media day, all of it. Make sure you guys smack that like button. Appreciate you guys, man. Everything around the league's coming back soon. We're going to have Phone Call Fridays coming back soon, a brand new segment, NBA Weekly. Everything is coming back soon here on the channel. So stay tuned. Keep it locked. Don't forget to hit the like button. Major shout out to the sponsorship Prize Picks. and Underdog. All right, both promo code DTLF. You guys know what it is. You get that 50 in play credit when you deposit and play your first fight at $10. All right, stay locked, guys. Hopefully, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday afternoon. Shout out to Kimmy Goat. I will see you guys on the next one. All right, enjoy. Have a good night.